I'll see if you say,
"What's up, everybody?
What's up? Happy Turkey Eve."
Happy Turkey! I'm ready to eat so many deviled eggs. Like
Dude,
my weight in deviled eggs.
I had a customer leave out there. So don't eat too much turkey. I was like, watch.
Yeah.
Or in the words of Danny Hacker, bet.
I'm more excited. Like I said, deviled eggs is always my thing.
So yeah, I love deviled eggs, and I saw a recipe earlier, and Mandy went and got it, but it's like the strawberry version of deviled eggs. So yeah, it looks freaking awesome. So cut them in half, dig them out, and it's like cream cheese filling in it. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, they look good.
I'll just stick to the real thing. Look at this guy. This guy, huh? Nope. That's hilarious. I heard he sucks at it.
So yeah, hey, before we really get going, we you look at the top of our screen up here. We have our friends Matt and James over at Dent Slayer, and we're going to kind of promote them a little bit because they've got a and I'll put it across the bottom of the screen here during the show, but they got Black Friday savings. You can go to pdrtool.com, which is A1 Tools. They got 10% off all the Dent Slayer tools there. But dentslayer.com, they have new training videos and stuff you can sign up for. Well, the first 10 people to sign up for that PDR Essentials training through dentslayer.com will get a free Kingslayer severed tool. So we're going to play just a quick little clip for you real quick for them, and y'all make sure to visit dentslayer.com. Dude, I love James's videos. He does so good. Black Pelican Media, man. Y'all, yeah, if y'all ever need any kind of promo videos and stuff, you can always hit James Ricci up.
Yeah. And you know, like Matt Boy, it's the way his brain works, like that training is gonna be awesome.
Heck yeah, it is. And it's not, I mean, it's actually a great deal. So yeah, the online training, visit dentslayer.com. I gotta get my background right here. And it'll show you. So it's $700 something for it, but you'll always have it. Any new videos that come out, you'll get access to and stuff through all that. So go check it out.
Stephen, you guys got a lot of guys, transition from body shop and everything else. Like, put the word out there. These will be some great training videos. I guarantee it. And you had to see them. I just know Matt and James.
What's up,
Dave? In Mexico.
Yeah.
$750. It's about $750.
Yep. It's $750 for it. And like I said, it's a lifetime thing. So it's not like,
what up, Pam?
What's up? Long-time listener. I like it. Anyway, yeah, here's y'all can get the information at the bottom of the screen here. And go visit.
A lot of Black Friday sales. I was watching Vidine last night, and Cliff and Alex. They had, they got Willie Quick's got them. A1's got sales.
Finesse,
yeah. Anson, of course.
PDRapparel.com has it right now till Monday. Yeah, so
a little self-promotion there.
Yeah, yeah. Go get you some swag.
I'm sure I've missed some. If you're curious about some of the Black Fridays, I've tried to share ones I've seen come across on my personal page. So for friends, you can go through there and look at some of them. I try. I'm sure I missed some. That stupid algorithm.
And most of them will go all the way through Cyber Monday. So if you're looking for at least something off of tools right now, then
this guy's got some Black Friday sales.
Yes, sir. PDR Outlet.
Yep.
I got me my purple handled end game tool. I like it. Still waiting
on it.
Yeah.
Well, they're moving to Texas, so we'll see what happens? I don't know
I
how
don't
much
know.
that's going to change anything.
Um,
You didn't stand for your limited. Just wait till MTE because there's a. Oh, I can't wait. That thing is so sweet. The Black
yeah,
Widow from
Black
Carbon Tech.
Widow.
Yes,
It's
best
awesome.
deal for Black
The
Friday.
last stand you need.
Yeah, can't wait.
PDR outlet, best
There
deals
you,
for Black Friday.
there you go.
Anyway, let's get to our guest tonight,
Let's
which
do
we've
it.
had our friend on a couple of times. First
Didn't even
time,
realize we've never had him on by us. He's like, you guys, like I've been on, but not
yeah,
like by myself. Oh shit.
yeah, we've had him on, but never got to like really talk about him. You
Hmm.
know, the first time, David White kind of took over everything.
Imagine
That's just
that.
David for
It's
you.
+1.
Yeah. And then we always did toy drive shows and for all the toy drives going on and stuff. And he's been on last couple of years with that, but we didn't do one this year.
We're just
Anyway,
so busy.
so y'all help us welcome our friend, Mr. Jeremy Nadeau. What's up, brother?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, we're
Look
just
at you on Larry.
I need to get on.
Yeah.
Larry needs to get on the podcast one day, he said.
If you ask to be on, we will not have you. I'm just kidding. We'll
You have to be invited.
You have to be invited.
Invite only. No, we'll make it happen. We got a list we're going through.
How many? What is this episode? What 70 or something for you guys?
115.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride. Enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah.
We would have more, but we took a lot of weeks off last year. Took a lot of weeks off this year. We were busy.
Right. You'll have that.
James Ritchie said you got something on your face you need to wipe off.
Dude, I do need to wipe it off. I made a deal with my kids that I wouldn't shave until I killed a buck.
Oh
yeah.
So you got one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right, but it's been 4 years since I've killed a buck, so I thought it was going to get crazy. But I committed to this thing and got through the itchy phase, and I did kill a buck, and I don't know. I'm just going to run it for a while.
Yeah,
probably at least till the end of the month.
It's No Shave November. You got a few more days.
Right. Yes, I will be at Dents for Kids in Connecticut.
What day is that?
It's next Saturday, the 7th.
Same day as my toy drive.
That's David White's event. This is his third year?
5th, I think he said.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. It's a big event. Like he knocks it out of the park with his.
Yeah, we went, my wife and I went in 2018, I think it was. We flew into Boston and surprised him and showed up, and I worked his drive.
I remember that. That was awesome.
And I just kind of wanted to, I thought it was cool. I wanted to see how it worked, how he did it. And, the goal was to do one in Toledo, which we're doing now.
Yep.
And then last year he came in for our drive here. So this year I'm like, I'm going to try to get on a program with him where he came to me last year. I'll go to him this year, and maybe we'll get him back next year. We got to get you guys to come.
Yeah, I need to.
But y'all always have it the same time I have mine.
Yeah, it's around the same time.
Yeah, they're all, well, it's a Christmas thing, right? So they're going to be back to back to back.
Chris actually still watches The View.
You still watch The View. Love Chris. I love Chris indeed.
Big Whoopi fan?
Yeah, I'm a big Whoopi fan.
Yeah, we know better.
Yeah, Whoopi and who's the other one? Sunny. I don't watch it, but I read the articles about what those crazy women say.
Well, let's get let's get into the who,
go back
more about you, your background, how you even found out about PDR, what got you into it. Take it away.
In high school, I was really into motocross. So my dad got me a job at a motorcycle dealer assembling and prepping new motorcycles when I was probably 16 or 17.
It sounds like an awesome job for a 16-year-old.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. There's some stories, man. I wrecked a brand new four-wheeler once and just parked it and literally end over ended it down a hill. A brand new Suzuki something. No, it was when Arctic Cat made four-wheelers for a few years. I probably totaled those brand new. On this week, and I didn't tell anybody. I parked it back of the warehouse and moved on. But no, then I had to take the wrestling season off for my high school wrestling season off at the motorcycle dealer, and I just, being young and dumb and 17, I walked back in there like I still had a job after 4 months, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Season's over. I'm here to work." Well, they fired me. I think they fired me months before.
Yeah, I don't think you can't fire somebody that's already fired.
Yeah, I don't think the firing happened that day. I think it was long done. But I had another friend who was a porter at a Ford dealership in Temperance, Michigan, and we were both car guys and kept our cars clean. And he got me a job at Whitman Ford, and I was a service porter there. Long story short, I stayed in the car business. I met a guy named Jim Grodi, who was my manager, and he was like, "Hey, one of my friends is a manager with Dent Wizard. I think you should work there." Because at this point, I was graduated from high school. I was definitely not going to college. I thought I'd maybe end up selling cars. And Jim was like, "You should work for Dent Wizard. My friend's a manager there, and they need a guy." And I'm like, "Man, I don't know." And I had seen the guys on the lot, but it really was nothing I had ever considered. And he's like, no, you can make pretty good money. You should go talk to him. So 19-year-old me, I had a suspended driver's license. They didn't know it at the time. I have my mom drive me down to Toledo for an interview, and I walk in, and there's a 23-year-old dude named Chad Goldsby, rest in peace, but he's got a chew-in and his feet up on the desk. And my interview went like this: "I'm not gonna lie, a Jim Grodi referral means a lot. If you want the job, it's yours." That was my interview. And I'm like, maybe. He's like, "Can you go to St. Louis in 2 weeks?" I'm like, "Can I get back to you?" And
I need to go to St. Louis, Mom.
Yeah. But I almost, what's up, Nick? I almost said no. And the reality is I had just started dating a girl that I liked a lot, and 2 months away was a long time. And I almost said no. And I talked to her, and she's probably realized I didn't have a plan or a clue, and maybe she liked me too. And she told me to go, and she's my wife today.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I went out there. I was there for the 8 weeks. I hated every minute of being out there. In the 8 weeks, I drove home 6 weekends and flew home once. It was 500 miles each way.
Jesus Christ.
We would get done at 4:30 on a Friday. I'd jump in my car and drive back to Michigan, hang out with her for whatever time. Yep, she's the girl.
It's me, I'm her.
Yeah, but I drove back and forth, put a ton of miles on. I got my driver's license back like 2 days before I left for St. Louis. I did have to do a second interview once they did see my driving record with Jim Capone, and they told me if I got a ticket in a company car, they would fire me, which I've gotten a few, and they didn't fire me. So
no, they didn't care at that point. They just spent the money on training. They're like, we can't do nothing now.
Right. Yeah. And I just,
should we ask why it was suspended in the first place?
Just a lot of speeding tickets, man. Okay. I drove fast. Like I was a motocross kid, and suddenly you give me a car and I just have unending confidence. Tad was hired by Jim Capone too. Another one, rest in peace, actually. It's kind of sad, but damn. You do this long enough, and that happens to people that are part of your journey.
Right.
But yeah, and I was there for, what's up, Dave? I thought he was at the bar.
He was. I don't know what happened.
He's old, dude.
I told him y'all had his
14 out there. He's in bed already.
I told him y'all had his Dents for Kids hats on. He's like, I got to go. I got to watch this shit.
Yeah. He's too old to be out at the bar right now. But yeah, I worked there for 22 years, and it was really good. For probably the first 10 years, I just kind of knew the guys in my market. Aaron Mazer, Chris Goodrow, John Collins, those guys. We kind of grew up together. And then I would say it was like 2017, probably 18. We were on a company trip in Cancun, and I got some liquid courage in a hot tub talking to some guys and told them I was going to sign up to do the Dent Olympics.
Did David White draw you into that hot tub? Because that seems to be his thing.
I don't think he was there. I think, he might have. He was like, "Hey, come here." He's got a crush on me. Always has.
Yeah.
But yeah, so It was actually Sean Bain, I believe, in the hot tub, and we talked each other into doing the Dent Olympics the next year. Toby, just eat some ice cream, dude. But yeah, crazy me who knew nobody outside of my little market decided I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and do the Dent Olympics. I had never seen it. I had never been to MTE. And that's what led me to the first time I met you, Andy.
Yeah.
When there was the meetup in Dayton. Yep. And I knew they were going to have that cannon and show the Dent Olympics tent. And I'm like, I got to see this thing. So I did. And I went down there the first time on them and competed and met a bunch of other people. And I've been hooked ever since. I'd say that first 10 years, I didn't really love what I did, but it was a good job and good money. But after kind of seeing the big picture of the industry and everything that's out there, I really enjoy it a lot more now. And it's done nothing but grow since then, your network and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were one of the ones that stood out to me at that Dayton meetup because me and you, like, they trashed Gary Griffith's car to do, like, practice. And they were just going to leave it. We're like, what the hell? So me and Jeremy grabbed some tools, started working on it. Me and him was the only ones. I was like, all right, this dude's cool.
Well, so. Kyle Violette pulled a Kyle Violette, right?
Yeah, he did.
He kicks this thing running full speed, double foot drop kick like he's in the WWE on a quarter panel, caves it in, and then suddenly he's busy and he had to go work on a car for the dealer and leaves it all smashed.
His pants he didn't wear his right pants. His pants were too tight that day.
Right, he probably split his pants when he kicked it. But yeah, so Andy and I are like, I'm like, dude, he was gonna fix that with that K-bar, I think. Have you ever used one? Andy's like, yeah, I think like once. I'm like, let's go play with that thing. So you and I just kind of took over and started fixing that thing. And that is where I met a lot of guys for the first time. I met TJ for the first time that weekend. I met Evan Torres for the first time that weekend. A lot of guys. It was fun.
Fun time. Yeah. Then we got to go beat the shit out of a van for how much ever money there?
Gosh.
That was Jeremy. He got so excited. He's like, I get to do what?
Brandon, the dealer what did they have going on?
I think I've seen pictures of this.
Yeah. I got pictures and videos and stuff. I don't remember. It was like some kind of little festival they was having off the
festival
side.
Or car show or something. And they had a beat up old car there. And it was like, pay $5 and you can hit it with a sledgehammer. And it happened to be the night that there's 20 dent guys there working it. Dude, we went out there on lunch and I mean, we were just throwing $100 bills at these people and just destroying this car. It was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Not often you get to just beat the shit out of something. We're trying to fix it what everybody else beats up. So it's like, oh, challenge accepted. Let's go.
Yeah, there's a local church up the road right close to my house, and they do some sort of big festival like once or twice a year. And I'll ride by at night, like, or an afternoon before it gets going. There'll be like 2 cars out there, and they come by the next morning and they're just totally destroyed because they do the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
I mean, these people probably figured they were going to have 15 people all day pay money to hit this thing, and then you end up with deck guys. And by the end, Garrett Griffith's like negotiating a bulk buy. How many times can we hit it if I just give you 100? The guy's like, I don't know. Just you can flip the car over for $100. We don't care.
Yeah, Garrett was all in on that shit. He loved it.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I worked there for 22 years. It was great. Earlier this year, really, I should say late last year, I just started really pulling at me that it was time to do something else. So I gave them 3 months notice, and at the end of March, I left and started Great Lakes Dent Repair.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You did it right, too. Like the way you did it was how you're supposed to do it. So, give them plenty of notice, let them know. And
they were always good to me. And if people, companies, customers, whoever, if they're good to me, I just want to be good to everybody else. I want to do right by everybody. I didn't want to leave anybody high and dry with no plan. And I don't
burn a bridge.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, most of the guys in that market are still some of my best friends. I mean, we're good. Like, I didn't screw anybody over. They didn't screw me over on the way out.
One of my favorite midgets is in that market.
One of your favorite midgets.
Little fishing midget. The midget fisher.
That's your roommate, buddy.
That's my roommate. Yeah. 2 years in a row. That's first time I've had the same roommate for 2 years in a row.
Oh
Yeah, I was
man,
kind of
he's a
saying to you
keeper
when
though.
He is. He's
when I went,
quiet. He doesn't snore that much.
there you go. He don't come in drunk talking his own language like some other
Yes.
people.
Yeah. Jaegers.
He just
Jaegers. The
that
Jaeger
dude
language.
that dude just falls asleep standing up when he's drinking. So you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about him pillow talking, man. He'll be out.
I'm pretty sure he was asleep last year on the whole way walk back to his room that I tried to help him with. He just,
I think I'm sharing David
He
White's
just
basement
texted
with
me.
him next weekend.
Oh yeah.
Brandon, does that make you a little jealous?
What's that?
If I road trip with Joko?
No, he just texted me, said, "Eat shit, Brandon."
Is he a spooner?
I
He
don't
would
know.
definitely be little
We'll
spoon.
see this year because I'm not sure if we have queens or just one king bed. So
He isn't gonna want to spoon with me in Connecticut, man. I throw arms and legs everywhere when I sleep. I'm like Monkey Man.
look, he's small enough; he could just fit at one corner of the bottom down there, and
like a dog.
It'd be like your dog sleeping in bed with
Just
you.
bring a little pet carrier for him. Put him in the
Yes.
You see all you see in the morning when he's going to the bathroom, his little head just walking by the bed.
It's like
we love Joko.
He's listening apparently. So won't you comment on here, buddy?
Poor Joko. No, don't give him that. Don't you feel bad for that little dude. He can give it just as much as
he can take it.
Yeah.
He can take it. He's fine. You guys got to get him on.
We're trying. He's supposed to be on next week.
He's got an excuse every
man.
time. He's like, oh man, like trying to get him and Chad in Chicago. It's like, get Chad on. Come on, dude. Like, when you gonna step up?
Yeah, he could talk fishing for an hour easy.
Absolutely.
Kind of like you can talk hunting for a while. So
I could talk hunting for a while.
So we know that we know you killed a buck.
Yeah.
I saw your picture, or you talking about your text with Max. Did he ever get one?
No. So not yet. He's grinding though. Like this is the first year. Last year I let Max sit by himself and hunt. He was 14, he's 15 now, but it was more like me walking to his stand.
Yeah.
That's where Gavin, my youngest, who's 14 now, is at this year. Okay. But the other day we hunted our house and then we hunted my mom and dad's house, which is like 10 minutes away. There's a buck Max really wants to kill at our house. The easy deer is at my mom and dad's.
Yeah.
If you just want to shoot a doe or whatever. So Gavin and I have been going over there. Well, they haven't both wanted to hunt. And the other night it happened. Gavin's like, yeah, I'll go hunt with you at Graham and Gramps. I'm like, okay. And then Max is like, well, I want to go out behind the house. And I'm sitting here like, I know my wife's not home. I know the 18-year-old daughter's not home. I think I trust this 15-year-old to let him take a gun and walk out in the woods when no one's home and climb up into a tree.
Yeah.
So he's been hunting like legitimate solo this year, which those boys killed their first deer each when they were 9 or 10 years old. They've killed 3, 4, 5 deer apiece, and they've each got a good buck. But I've always been sitting with them.
Yeah. Well, you taught them proper gun safety and all that, how to climb the tree. Like,
right.
You got it in your head, he's good, but it's still a little scary. It's kind of like when a kid gets in a car for the first time, you let them drive. You know they can drive, but you're like,
we're doing that with Max too.
Yeah, Max is free for all this year.
Yeah, it's time to grow up, I guess. But no, I mean, I told my wife, I said I was 15 when I shot my first deer, and I didn't get to. I was sitting all by myself. My dad worked midnights. What's up, Tom Duffy? I miss you too, buddy. But yeah, I didn't get to kill a deer with my dad sitting next to me helping me because we never saw a deer when I was growing up. Like, I shot my first deer. My dad worked midnights. He was sleeping in the house. I was 15 years old, and I shot an 8-point, which was at that point bigger than anything my dad had ever killed, and I didn't even know what to do. Yeah. The thing hit the ground and was thrashing, and I remember just running. I just ran all the way to the house to wake my dad up and tell him. But I look at 15-year-old me who pulled it off, and 15-year-old Max, and my kids have 10 times
a lot more experience.
The experience I did at their.
So can he field drift one on his own and everything?
So our rules: your first deer I gut it while you watch and help and hold legs or hold flashlights. Your second deer, you gut it and I help you. Your third deer, you're completely on your own.
Okay.
Well, both boys' third deer were bucks that we were mounting. That's a little. Brandon knows the difference. Andy,
well,
doesn't,
yeah. No, I know. Yeah,
they need the
keep
hide
that one
intact. Yeah, they need the hide intact if you're going to do a shoulder mount. So the easy way to do it is to split the rib cage, and then you can reach right up in there and get to all the guts, and you're only up to here inside this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to reach from below the rib cage. What's up, Gebhardt? I've known that dude a long time. Great customer. He's not even a dent guy, and he's listening to your show. Look at this.
That's awesome. Love it.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so the boys' third deer, I wasn't gonna make them go like with a knife in one hand and your other hand completely blind, reaching up to here into the chest of a deer. So no, none of them have done it 100% solo, but that's next for both of them.
My son hadn't either, and I told him it's game on now. I'll do just like my dad did. My dad, once I got old enough, I think at 12 years old, when they actually bought me my 243, I mean, I was going solo then, but
Kevin, you got a fan down there, man. Don't click that link, dude.
Please don't click that link. Can I block this from here?
Yeah,
block you. Boom. Gone. There you go, Kevin. I saved you, bud.
Oh gosh. But no, like once I got that 243, they sat back by the campfire drinking Budweiser. If it took me hours to do it, they never would hold anything. But even into my adult years, if he killed one, I'd have to go hold it for him. But he never would for me. He's like, you're on your own now, son.
My granddad did mine, but we was out on his land. He had like a bunch of acres, and he had a Kubota tractor out there. He'd go hook up the bucket and pull it up and handle it pretty quickly, and then we'd go to my uncle's house and skin it.
Man, I tried last year on Gavin's buck hanging up from a tractor like that. I was not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them laying on the ground.
Really?
My granddad, he would
hoist them up. We crank them up.
Granddad was
but if you got someone holding the legs, I guess. But I felt like this thing was swinging all over on me, and I'm on my knees, reaching up into the chest. I'm like, this is stupid. This takes me 10 minutes, and hanging from this tractor, I'm 20 minutes into this.
Y'all are way too involved. I skin it down. I cut it down. I get the tenderloins out. I get the back straps out. Usually the front shoulders are gone, and cut it off. Take the hindquarters. All the guts are still inside of it. It goes in the barrel and take it off.
My granddad, he was a Vietnam vet with heart surgery, so he had to do it any way easy as possible with the heart surgery and everything. So
I'll send you a video of how I do it, Jeremy, this year. Hopefully,
I just had a guy. My financial advisor. What the heck did he kill? He killed something, and he told me he did that, like a no gut deal where he just packed this thing out, and it sounded pretty cool. I wanted to watch a video on it. I just haven't.
Now, I mean, if it's a buck and I'm going to mount it, that's a little bit different. But even then,
not really. You just skin it more carefully.
I just skin it all the way down to the neck there, and usually cut the neck off, cut the shoulders right there. Skin it around the shoulders. I still keep all the guts and all that inside that sucker.
I never had one worth mounting, so I didn't have to worry about that. I was getting deer meat like does. I had one spike, and it took off, and my cousin found the same hunting spot in the pond the next morning. Like, it was gone. It was dust too. So,
you probably gut shot it. They usually go to water when you do that.
Yeah. Young and dumb.
Yeah, it's fun, man. We're not big time trying to kill 150-inch monsters out here. We've got 11 acres, and where we live, everybody has 5 to 10 acres, and literally every human being hunts in Southeast Michigan. Everybody hunts. So you can only – we don't shoot little deer. We only shoot them if they're going to go on the wall, and some of the neighbors feel the same way. Some of them don't, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to shoot what makes us excited and trying to
Yeah.
let little guys grow.
Yeah.
Someday I'd love to have a couple 100 acres that you could really manage, but that's probably not
Same with
anytime
us.
soon.
I mean, we try to let the little
you're
ones
working
go.
towards it the right way.
Yeah.
Trying.
But I'll shoot as many does as I can if I want the meat. That's where I get it. So
Ryan said he uses 2x4 lookout.
He must have been. Is that Ryan?
Yeah, Ross.
Yeah,
Roscoe.
he squirrel hunts with a 2x4 is what he said last week.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I used to squirrel hunt with a 410. Like that was my go-to.
2x4.
He was like, "Yeah, I don't know what gun I was using. It was a
2x4 or a 4x10 or something.
Yeah, I think we finally got to the conclusion it was a 410.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That is funny. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, my daughter even killed a deer a few years ago. She got her one and only. She shot a nice buck behind the house. 40 minutes of total hunting career, and she had never been into it and decided she wanted to, and it was cool. And she said she never wants to do it again.
Well, she does a lot, so
yeah, she's got something going on at all times.
Yeah,
dude, the kids keep you so busy.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, so you got 3, you got 2 boys and your girl.
Yep.
The girl's the oldest.
Yep.
As of right now, probably the biggest badass in the
family. That's probably fair.
Because I probably would not play the sport that she plays. And we'll get into that. But
I mean, I might have her age, but not this age. Like I'm like, I got shit to do.
I don't know.
Yeah, so my boys have always played soccer ever since they were little. When they were probably 8 or 9 years old, I got suckered into coaching them in soccer. I knew nothing about soccer. I'd never played soccer, never even watched a soccer game.
Same.
Kind of learn as we go and coach them all the way through. And my daughter played pretty much year-round volleyball. So her freshman year, she decides she wants to play soccer after spending her whole life making fun of her brothers for playing soccer. And she fell in love with it. So we did nothing but soccer. Somebody's playing soccer all year for 3 years or so. And then all of a sudden one day we're sitting at Michigan Bar and Grill in Monroe, Michigan, having dinner. And my daughter's looking off at a TV and there's women's rugby on TV. And she goes, I don't really understand what's happening, but they fight over the ball. They wrestle for the ball. They tackle each other. And sometimes they kick the ball. They're all built like me. I feel like I was made for rugby.
Yeah, she's like, this is all the shit I want to do when I'm playing soccer. Like, and I can't.
Yeah, she got a red card as a goalkeeper in varsity soccer last year. Like, that's a feat, right? She's the second girl in the history of Ida soccer to get a red card in a game. And I'm like, yeah, you'd be good at that. And I just thought it was going to end there. And she like gets serious. She's like, help me play rugby. I'm like, dude, I don't know one human that plays rugby. I couldn't name one club or one team.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of my friends on Facebook talk about playing. Like, I don't know where we would start. Not to mention, you're coming into your senior year and you're going to start this crazy sport.
Yeah.
Well, she starts digging and doing the research, and she finds the Perrysburg Rugby Club out of Ohio. And I actually know a guy that knows their boys team coach. KB did play. I called Kevin Bird. Jeff McMahon played too. I called both of them.
Yeah.
He's played everything.
What's that, B? And Mark?
Yeah, she talks to this. I talked to the coach first, and he's like, tell me about your daughter. I'm like, she plays soccer and like she pretty much plays rugby on the soccer field. Like, she's kind of a savage. I realize it's late, but I think she might be good at this. Like, kid's tough. So she signed up and played rugby this year. And that her team was like really good. And by the end of the year, she's starting on the A squad as a kid who's never played this sport before. But when we first watched it, she was on the B side, which would be like the first week because she's never played this before. My wife and I, Amanda, we're sitting there watching it. it's not her team. And I'm like, man, this is pretty physical. Like, these girls hit each other hard with no gear, nothing. And we were kind of amazed by it. And then all of a sudden they go out to play, and I watch Soapy hit this girl that's carrying the ball. And everybody else would kind of dive at someone and wrap their arms around their hips and just let your body go limp and drag the girl to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we watched Sophia, like, this girl's running at her with the ball, and she bends her knees and lowers her level and just drives shoulder first straight through this girl.
Goldberg.
And I looked at my wife. I'm like, oh my gosh. She's like, oh, and I'm laughing. Amanda's like kind of scared. So the long and short of it, we're going next week for a visit to a Division I college.
Heck yeah.
I was about to mention
to check out their rugby stuff.
I feel like a scholarship for rugby wouldn't be as hard to get as any of the other sports because it's not as well known and stuff. So
no, and it's not that popular. There aren't as many teams.
Exactly.
But there's also not as many athletes. But what I'm finding that's real weird about rugby, this college that reached out to her, it's a little bitty Catholic school. 3,000 kids in the school. And I'm kind of like, well, kid, it's going to be a Division III college. It's going to be $50,000, $60,000 a year, and they can't give athletic scholarships. But then you you start doing your research, and you're like, oh no, they compete in Division I. They can give athletic scholarships.
Yeah.
And this team that's talking to her beat Ohio State 55-15 a few months ago.
Really?
They're legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian College, which is Division III and everything, they compete in the Big Ten for women's rugby.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because
So
it's a private college.
Right.
So it's like private schools, like my kids have always go to. Each sport, depending on how they do, changes the division on it.
Right. But I guess even a tiny little private college like that their football team couldn't give a scholarship.
Yeah,
rugby
probably
can because they have to compete in Division I. I don't think there is a Division II or III in rugby. So we'll see how it goes. Hi, Phyllis.
It's funny. I was going to mention, like, we were talking about the Toledo meetup. This is actually I was visiting my cousin Ashley and her sisters and all that family when I was up there for that Toledo meetup. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're all up in like kind of, or not Toledo, Dayton.
Dayton.
Yeah, they're in that area. Sorry. Get off track for a minute. But yeah, that's crazy. Division I rugby. Like,
rugby's so cool. Like, I wish she would have found it sooner. I was a wrestler. What's up, Adam? I was a wrestler, and I've always said, like, oh, when it's 40 below with the wind chill and nobody goes to work and I go to work, people are like, why do you do that? And I'm like, well, I'm tough and have an ego because I wrestled. Like, there's something to suffering so much for a sport that most of the world don't care about that builds character. Like, if you're on the football team, that's hard. It's physical. But you've also got 2,000 people in the stands going crazy watching you play on Friday nights.
Yeah.
You go to a wrestling meet, it's your mom, your dad, your sister, and your girlfriend. Nobody else gives a crap. But you're cutting weight for it. Every minute of it hurts because you love it. I spent most of my life saying there's no other sport that can give you the character that I got from that. Until actually Kevin Bird made the comment in our group message. He was like, her soul will be changed from rugby. She will forever walk through the world with confidence after playing that sport. And I read that like 10 times, and I'm like, that's something that I would say about wrestling. Like, I think this sport is that, where it's just, I mean, they don't stop. It's football, but you keep going after the tackle. There's no pads. Kids get hurt. They don't even stop to play it. You play around the bleeding body on the field. It goes on. It's crazy.
Has Amanda warmed up to it a little bit better? Like, how does she feel about it now?
She knows what her daughter is. She she knows. I mean, we both worry a little bit, though. I mean, hitting like that with no helmets, like, what does that do to your brain down the road? Like,
CTE.
Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, go talk to this school, and we'll see if there's a pathway, and if it's God's will, it'll happen, and she'll be safe.
I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
and they'll have the proper people for training and
training your whole
everything.
Man, I love it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Amanda, if anybody's looking, my wife's looking for a we'll call it a 29 and over women's league. She wants to play rugby.
Oh shit.
She thinks she wants to do that. I told her to pick up the ball and run across the yard, and I'm going to cut our daughter loose on her and see if she changes her mind. That hasn't happened yet.
Your daughter now.
Yeah, go get it. Man, depending on the day, that could get ugly.
Yeah.
If it's a day that those two women are hitting heads, oh man.
Go selling in the yard with a rugby ball right now.
Yeah, so now she's at the dilemma, like this is her senior year of soccer with all of her friends that she grew up playing with. They go to a very small school. I mean, there's 90 kids in her grade and it's their senior year. And I don't know what she's going to do because they play rugby in the spring too, and soccer's in the spring. And of course, crazy kid wants to do both. I don't think we'll let her do that. I think that's just too much.
Right.
Well,
give the body a break.
Right.
And if you're going to talk with the college about it and stuff, and they're interested in her, she's interested, then it's time to
you want to lay back a little bit, yeah.
Kick the soccer aside and focus on what you're going to go to college and play for.
You don't want to get injured on some random thing either before she starts, gets a scholarship. And all of a sudden she's injured from soccer or something she's not even going to move forward with.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I guess it depends on what the coach wants, the college coach, right? Because they approached her and said, have you ever considered playing rugby in college? And she's like, I mean, not really. This is my first season ever playing. Well, that got them real excited.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, they might not want you to play in the spring. They might want to just have you come in as an athlete and teach you their way.
Yeah.
Rather than let you learn. So I have no idea what she's going to do.
I know. She don't have bad habits from other coaches or whatever. Like
right.
And they say that's the floor. Like there's nothing but ceiling left too. So.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know. We'll see. It'll be exciting to see.
Yeah. It's her decision. So.
Yep.
Right. It'll be fun either way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So how long y'all been married?
We have been married 19 years.
Thank God. Another one got it right.
Yeah, I'm wanting to say, so when I proposed to Amanda, she was 17. And I asked her dad if I could marry her while we were cleaning up from her graduation party from high school. And we had been together 1 year. I look back and I'm like, because now Sophia's older than her mom was when I put a ring on her finger. It's crazy.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it worked out. She's great. She's supportive. She works for herself too. She does photography.
Yep.
So we're kind of learning this self-employed thing together.
That's pretty awesome.
I pushed her to quit being full-time at the hospital and really pursue photography. And then she did, and she succeeded, and somewhat gave me confidence to start my own gig for PDR. But in the same right, it put a lot more pressure on me because now we have to buy our health insurance and all that because nobody's full-time employed anywhere.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, it's been fun. It's been good. We don't really fight. I think the key to us is we don't passionately care about the same stuff. So we never really fight. Like if I care enough about something to fight over it, it's so far off her radar because we're polar opposites.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's kind of the same way. So it works, man.
Something about those Amandas. They're pretty awesome. They're good ones to marry.
We got three Amandas right here.
3 Amandas.
I'm trying to give me some brownie points too. We got a 4-day weekend. So.
That's funny.
Oh God.
That's funny.
No, that's awesome, Mike.
Yeah, we got married. I think she was 19 and I was 21, and we started having kids really young. And I believe she'll be 42 and I'll be 45 when Gavin, the youngest, graduates.
Nice.
So we missed out on a lot. A lot of her cousins would do group trips or friends go to Hawaii in their mid-20s, and we hadn't done any of that. But I think while all those guys are raising their little kids, we're going to be doing whatever we want in a couple of years.
Exactly.
So
yeah, you're going to still have.
Same here. I was 20, she was 21 when we got married, and that was in 2000, and in 2004 had our first child, and she's about to graduate. Well, next year she'll graduate college, and son's in college, and we got one left, and
and you're from a small town too, right?
Yeah, fairly.
I feel like it's a small town thing. Like everybody from a small town just gets married young and starts cranking out kids. And
I'm in a small town, and I got married when I was 24, 25.
I mean, that's young by today's standards, dude.
Yeah.
It's not getting you and Brandon young,
didn't last long either.
The
second one's been way better.
Okay.
That was a rough one. I got a beautiful daughter out of it, so I got that much going for me. But other than that,
well, it's never easy. It doesn't matter if you're young when you got married or older. It's how you end up gelling together. And somebody told me a long time ago, think my parents, her mom had said something to him about y'all better live together before you get married. And of course, we did. You find out a lot about somebody when you're living with them.
Yeah. We know our population.
My town population, we don't really have a town. It's a village, and I don't know, but I feel like it's like 1,200 people.
Look, my mom said rough one for all of us. Not about my first. The whole family endured that one. 45, like there's still hope for me. I don't know, Greg. You kind of past that age. Just go on and just do your thing. Now you get any time. Hometown 7,500. That's a small town. I don't know what Dixon is, but it's
big town for me. Brandon's looking up his town's population right now.
Yeah,
it's under 500. It's saying the county, 411 or something like that, 412.
Item, Michigan population. Our township has a population of 4,779.
Damn, we're like 16,700.
But our town is a quarter mile long with one gas station, one bar, one ice cream shop, a post office. I mean, it's small.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, our county is huge. Mobile County is freaking huge. And we probably have 10, 12 different cities in the county.
Right.
I'm looking up county in 411 thousand or whatever, but it's still it's almost like a small town, slightly big city feel, depending on where you're at,
right.
That's probably the county, Nick, like Dixon City's because Dixon County is kind of like Mobile or whatever. Like the county's big, but small areas of it.
Yeah, our county probably has 12 little small towns and 2 pretty big ones. Monroe's pretty big and Temperance is pretty big.
Gotcha.
Had more cows than people in the area I grew up in. What town did he grow up in? I know he's working over by Kalamazoo.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up at, Daniel?
He's coming to the toy drive in Toledo in a couple of weeks.
He? That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's
I've never
excited
met the
about
dude, man. I saw him on your show and we connected a little bit on Facebook, and I've reached out to a bunch of the dent guys around Michigan that I've just like met once at MTE or just met on Facebook, and a bunch of them are coming. Bob Cormack's coming, I'm pretty sure. I just met him last year. Carson City, yeah, that is a small school.
Yeah. Daniel's a great guy. Bob's a good guy.
Who let the dyke in? You weren't invited, dyke. That's what I always tell him. He came to the meetup. I was like, who invited you?
I want to come to that, dude, but you always do it the opening weekend of gun season.
I know.
If I would have been at your meetup, I'd still have no deer.
But last year you had no deer opening weekend, didn't you? I don't think you killed anything.
No, because I was
I killed a doe.
Oh no, yeah.
Gavin shot an 8-point last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And I shot a doe.
I'm thinking, gun season. Yeah, you usually shoot something.
I've learned, like I've tried to schedule it where people could go, but I've learned it's never going to work where I could get everybody here. I wish. It's the thing you got to do it before
Jeff
Christmas.
Crumwitty. Jeff Crumwitty was one of the dudes that helped in training me many, many years ago. He actually, for a while, worked in the market for Dent Wizard in Toledo. And I hadn't heard from him or seen him or talked to him for 10 years. And then Rob Ivy just mentioned him in our group message. And I'm like, I know that dude.
Yeah.
But I still think it's crazy that Rob knows Jeff's buddies with Jeff and stuff, and then he's got Quentin Crumedy or whatever. They're not even related.
And they're not related.
How the hell does
they're not?
happen?
Oh.
No.
I've never heard of two Crumwitties in my life, and they're in the same area and not related.
I know. How does that work?
That must be like the Jones of wherever they live. It's just a common name or something.
Right.
It's like I tell people all the time, there was a kid in Paige's from first grade till she graduated, Johnny Schmitz. They sat beside each other. We're not related. Same last name. And we always made the joke, my wife would be like, well, if you marry Johnny, you don't have to change your last name.
I've got one better, dude. So like I've said, we live in a very small town, 90 to 120 kids in a grade at the high school.
Yeah.
There is a dude that grew up about 3 miles from me. His name is Jeremy Nadeau.
No shit.
Everybody around here says Neto. Everybody in work says Nadeau. I just embrace both. But I'm not related to this dude. He's 7 or 8 years older than me. Grew up 3 miles from me with the same first name and last name. We used to go to all the same doctors, all the same blockbuster movie rental places.
And I finally met him last year. All you were doing.
Dude, I finally met him last year. We were at a charity euchre night, and someone's like, hey, the other Jeremy Nadeau's here. I'm like, no. They're like, yeah. I'm like, introduce me. And I went up, and I'm like, are you Jeremy Nadeau? He's like, yeah. I'm like, me too. And we shook hands, talked for a few minutes. I made him take a selfie with me. He seemed real uncomfortable by that.
Y'all ain't built the same.
No.
I have the same name, but they're totally different.
Nice guy. I think he beat me at euchre. I don't remember.
Steve, we were talking about this early. That village you're looking for, it's called The View.
Dude, that was good.
Oh, you like that? That's why I kept up with Chris. Like, and it came right there, but I had to wait for it for a minute. So, yeah, I got it.
Hey, those ladies teach facts, Andy.
Mom said, what's a euchre?
Yeah, what's a euchre?
Bob?
Euchre is a card game that's very, very big in the Midwest.
Oh, okay.
Everybody here knows how to play it. Nobody anywhere else knows how to play it. But it's E-U-C-H-R-E is how you spell it.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a commie spelling, if you ask me, but it doesn't sound very American. But it's a good game. It's fun.
I like Mom's way of spelling it.
Euchre, like Yukon with euchre. I like it. It's fun.
Greg said there's another Greg shouting 20 minutes from him. Dr. Portman's our adventure. You go in there like they're getting ready for a prostate exam. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, my mom's car broke down. My mom's car broke down in front of this dude's dad's house. Yes, that's how you spell euchre if I didn't get it right. But my mom's car broke down in front of this dude's dad's house. His dad's Charlie Nadeau. And this guy's mom was on the school board. His dad's a generational farmer. Like, that's the Jeremy Nadeau everybody thought of in our town. But we were hooking up to tow my mom's car home, and Charlie Nadeau came out to see if we were okay. And we talked for a few minutes. I knew whose house it was. And he's like, what was your name again? And I started laughing because I knew. I'm like, Jeremy Nadeau. He's like, I got a son. I'm like, I know. I hate that guy. And he just looked at me, and I'm like, I've never met your son. But, yeah, I told him that. We go to all the same everything, and it's a pain in the butt. David White. Hi, buddy. I don't know that guy. Is he talking to one of you?
Want to get in the hot tub?
I've never heard of
pickles.
Hi, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Yeah, Daniel knows about euchre.
It's a brutal game. Steve Dyke, you are not moving next to me. I will buy every house around me to keep that from happening.
Oh, Lord. Nick, you wanting him to be your roommate? Oh, my God.
Do you know what you're asking for?
Oh, Lord.
A lot of heavy breathing and slobbering on your face while you're trying to sleep. Standing over you. Weirdo.
That is funny.
Shut up.
David's drunk. He forgot he already came on in the beginning.
I was messing with Steve on Smash Match, and he's like, I glue pulled with a forklift. I was like, you look like a forklift. Shut up.
Easy +1. Oh my gosh.
You love this industry. We talk so much shit.
Yeah, I can't wait for MTE. And by the way, those that are watching and come back and listen, we're going to have an 80s block party night. The Friday night, the party is an 80s party. So make sure you bring 80s attire and dress up as something from the 80s for that party.
Who's sponsoring that event? Do you know?
DBAP, baby.
Yeah.
DBAP and the PDR Secret Society is sponsoring this. So
I've never heard of the Secret Society.
Yeah, it's a secret. It's a
Oh,
secret.
shit. You actually moved out there, Nick? Colorado.
I just moved to Colorado.
I didn't know he moved out there. I knew he was out there, but
hell yeah. Z Cavaricci's your silk shirt.
Bust out my Z. I don't know what that word is.
I don't either. I know parachute pants, but I don't know.
You don't remember? Y'all. Well, I'm 45.
You're old.
You don't remember Z Cavaricci's? So they were like dressier pants, but they were
Jeff, get with Rob and get my number. He's got it. Call me. I'd love to talk to you, man.
Dwayne?
What's up?
No, I don't know what those pants are. You got to, I mean, dude, when the 80s ended, I was 7, man.
I mean, even in the 90s, the early 90s, they were still, kind of big.
But we were still
How
like,
do you say it? Cavaricci's?
Cavaricci.
What is it?
Z Cavaricci's. They're pants.
Okay.
See, this is where I was.
You go to a school dance, you had your Z Cavaricci pants on.
You guys need a producer that can bring up a picture of them down in the corner.
You got no damn producer.
Yeah.
Okay, they look like MC Hammer pants. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Kind of. Yeah, not as big, but yeah, kind of like a smaller version of MC Hammer pants. Thanks.
The reality is, I'm probably not going to dress up for the 80s unless my wife tells me to. Then I will.
Why?
Amanda, are we dressing up for the 80s party?
Amanda, yes,
you are.
Yes, absolutely.
I've got to get a wig because I have no 80s hair going on right now. So,
Vince, I had a quick shout out to Vince. Speaking of MTE, like Amanda was watching something last night and they were taking like Malort shots or whatever, or Malort or whatever. I was like, oh God, Vince had that at MTE one year and I about puked. That stuff is terrible.
Just if you see a flask about this big, run away.
From Matt Armaggio.
Yes.
Armaggio.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yes.
I don't know what's in there. I think it's gasoline. I have a pair of jorts. I made a pair of jorts.
We could all go as like
for a Halloween costume.
A white dad with jorts and white New Balance shoes.
I think more like when I think of 80s, I think of hair bands like
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, even though really in the 80s it wasn't bright colors.
Now you'll fight your dad. Yeah, that's it. It's out of pure disgust.
You guys both coming in on Wednesday for MT?
Yes, sir.
I still got to book flights. I think I'm going to do that tonight.
Well,
I think I'm just going to book Joko's flight so he can't back out. So Brandon's got a roommate. I'm just going to book them all together.
You better not back out.
He's good to share a row with because he's little. He doesn't take up a lot of room.
Pat said he's got enough wigs for all of us, oddly.
Skeletor.
I believe that.
I got a He-Man. Well, I used to have a He-Man outfit. I could rock that.
Oh, God.
Nobody wants to see that shit.
Nobody wants to see that.
Brandon's seen it.
All right.
It's terrible.
Wait, you have a He-Man costume like that fits you now?
I wore it for a couple years ago. Yeah, I wore He-Man, but it's
back when he was still drinking.
So it's a onesie, right? But it's skin color, and it's just got the loincloth. And I took the top off because I got hot. So I'm just standing there, my belly.
And like the little wig, that like comes down like a bowl cut.
I'll find it and put it in a secret society, dude.
That's what you guys should have done for the tag team. Who was the nemesis in He-Man? I can't remember.
Skeletor.
In the Castle of Grayskull, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All my He-Man.
God, you fat.
I
know I'm fat.
Dude.
Yeah. Man, I had all of them too, and I don't know where they're at now. And God,
They're all melting in my attic right now.
I was more the Ninja Turtle era. I remember Man a little bit, but Ninja Turtles, I remember a lot better.
Yeah.
That's kind of me. It went from He-Man to Ninja Turtles, and I was hardcore Ninja Turtles.
You're like my age, right? How old are you,
Yeah,
Andy?
I'm 42.
Okay, yeah, I'll be 42 in February. So.
Yeah, exactly. We're right there. So yeah, the
Ninja
Turtles was a shit.
Awesome.
Steve is coming.
That'd probably that'd be Jack. Jack Bucknell will be Ric Flair.
Yeah, he probably needs to be. Woo!
Yeah, might as well. Dude, he was so hoarse after the meetup because I think he wooed like probably 5 billion times while he was in Nashville. He sounded
never
like
slept.
Shit. No,
I don't know if I've ever met Jack. Like, I don't really know Jack, but I just know him as the woo guy.
Yeah. I gave
That's
you
Oh yeah, I do have them. She did. She found some old Skeletors. I don't know where they're at now because that's what happens. I get something and it's like, what happened? I put it away. I hid it for myself.
I'm in a Facebook group. It's like a He-Man one.
Look in the
closet.
I
want to see how much they were worth.
Andy. I got a feeling they're in there.
That's probably where Steve Dykes at in my closet. He ain't came out
yet. Steve's been out for years.
Yeah, you're right.
He's been out for years.
Okay, that's where David White's at with a pickle.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to go to New York with David White next week.
Yeah, y'all are going to have a good old time.
Yeah, we're going in. Joko and I are driving out Thursday morning, and then Friday we're going to go to New York City with Whitey and see the 9/11 Museum and Memorial and all that, and then work the toy drive Saturday.
I think Ryan Tarasco was talking about going with you guys too.
I know. Is he planning on it?
I know
we invited him. I don't know if it's a plan or not. I hope he does.
Yeah, he was talking about it like he was. So
how long of a drive is
normal
it
to hang
y'all?
out with? It's like 10.5 hours.
Okay, that ain't bad.
Yeah, and it'll be just 2 dudes packing light, moving fast. We should get out there all right.
Yeah.
Joko don't weigh much.
So.
No, he won't.
Your fuel mileage won't go down.
I think Dave's driving us into New York, so I got to remember to get the booster seat out of the Tundra and put it in the Bronco for Joko.
Virgil, you're up late.
Yeah, right.
Manchester, England. What time is it there?
It's like 2 o'clock in the morning or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 in the morning.
Because that's what Martin Sadler and Ben used to have to get up at like a crazy time to be on the show.
Dude's probably got to work tomorrow. They probably don't have Thanksgiving in England, right?
He said Happy Thanksgiving, so maybe they do. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's frowned upon.
Speaking of Ben, I gotta reach out to Ben again. I ain't talked to him in a little while.
I haven't talked to Ben in forever.
Yeah. My buddy Ben, Jason Statham.
Right.
Anyway, we're over an hour, so
yeah, it was easy. We all knew that was going to be easy. So I said, if it had been anybody else, I'd be like, can we do this next week? But I was like, it's Jeremy. It's been easy when we can chill.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. I think we could have taped the last half an hour before the show started, and it would have been about the same as this. We just sat here and BS.
Right. 1 a.m.
1 a.m., sir. Virgil, do you guys do Thanksgiving in England?
We got to figure this out.
I got to know. We can't.
The inquiring minds want to know.
It started with the Indians, and we stole it with tea.
Dwayne.
History 101.
Well, right. Oh, no. Have a good night.
Yeah, maybe we'll hear back.
Yeah, if it had been Joko,
I'd got about 10 seconds. What's that?
Joko, if it had been Joko, we'd just be like, we'll do it next week. It's going to be terrible anyway.
No, if it had been Joko, it'd have been a short show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
tell us about yourself. I'm John.
Love you, Mama.
See you, Mom. Anyway,
we'll do. Yeah, Joko's will be YouTube shorts. That's what I wonder if he's cussing us in that.
Is that because it's a short episode, or because he's a short boat?
All of it.
All of it.
You just see
everything is shrunk down.
John's on. It looks like
what?
This.
Oh, it's awesome.
Marcus so lazy.
All right, I don't think Virgil's going to answer a question.
Yeah, maybe I'll answer when we go back and look. If he answers it,
I gotta show you my.
Jamie, can you Google? Oh, you guys don't have it, Jamie, like Rogan. I was going to have him Google Thanksgiving.
I don't know. We're trying to get Joko on, but he's scared.
This is my picture of Joko. It's a midget wrestler.
Now, if you can only find, you need to find a midget. Search midget fisherman and see what you get, and that would be perfect. You see a little
You
dude
probably
with a
get something good.
trolling motor bigger than him, like creeping around.
Some assless chaps on.
All right, Vince's guys, they don't celebrate an American holiday. Well, that sucks.
Yeah. What do you think of Diddy not getting bail? He's teaching the roaches and rats to Harlem Shake in his cell tonight. We're gonna send Diddy to Mexico, Virgil. That's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna send him to England.
Oh yeah, Ted doesn't need to show his pics of us. Let's not go there.
Yeah, no.
Pretty sure I'm in a Dent Demon shirt.
I know exactly which one he has of you. He
Yeah.
shows, I'm like, why do we got to keep seeing that?
I wanted to be in Kessler's
like-
calendar, but
You look like Mike Tyson.
he said it wasn't hot enough.
You look like Mike Tyson before the fight. That's what your picture is.
I just wanted to be in the calendar, dude.
He didn't make it, man.
Nope.
That's terrible.
Maybe
What a
next year.
shitty friend.
We need a secret society calendar or a DBAP calendar.
I'll send in my He-Man picture now for that, or my Miley Cyrus one.
I'll do mine when I was a kid and win his buckwheat for Halloween.
Oh, I can do.
We'd be
Mr.
canceled.
T. Yeah, I got Mr. T. I pity the fool that dresses in blackface.
Yes.
Yeah, don't do a calendar even blackface.
Yeah. Didn't even think
I
about
think
that crap back then.
No,
I was
yeah,
actually literally going as buckwheat. But I saw that
That's
picture
funny.
and I'm like, oh Lord. Anyway, well, cool. We're
I'm ready to get the
Alright.
holiday started. Y'all enjoy some great food and family time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Everybody have a
Absolutely,
good
brother.
Thanksgiving.
Anytime.
Yeah.
It's always.
Thanks for being my friends, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank
you
you
for being
for
my-
being.
thank you
a
for-
friend.
Jumping on that Garrett Griffiths rental car that time and being friends with me.
That's what we do. That's what we
Yeah.
do.
Well, cool. Well, yeah, y'all don't forget about the Black Friday sales. Y'all go to dentslayer.com or pdrtool.com, get you some Slayer tools and sign up for the training, especially if you're new and it's a great trainer. But wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Very
tomorrow.
happy Thanksgiving.
And a great weekend. I know everybody's probably going to have a 4-day weekend, so enjoy it with your families. And we will be back next week with
Joko.
somebody, but we'll let
Johnny
you know.
Collins,
If you
Jeremy
see this,
Grand
you know.
Rapids, Ohio.
Yeah. Hang on and we'll say our goodbyes in a minute. So peace out, everybody. We'll see y'all.
Bye, everybody.